I've been pulled over for.
That's the start of the podcast.
Me
Welcome,
put that
Facebook.
He said I've been pulled over.
Just in time. That's right. Thanks for tuning in early. You don't get this on the audio side. This gets edited out. We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Glad to be back. They're already starting into it, so we're going to hit the button and just talk about it on the air.
Oh, I like it.
Let's do it. Here you go.
They're all asking. They're ready.
People are demanding. Welcome to Backstage.
I finally missed one. I think I was
off to a good start.
I'm in the middle of a laugh.
Do you want the audio again?
No,
all
I'm
right.
good. I'm saying let it roll what it is, but I'm holding back a laugh because before it comes on,
this is
all
the
we
real.
do is talk about Evan and poor Mallory. So y'all are
welcome
not here.
to the podcast.
Yeah, you're not here last week. We're
on family vacation.
We're trying to get it done.
Now let me back up. I'm gonna throw my friend Josh here under the bus.
Okay,
and I'm gonna give him credit.
That's right.
Okay.
I prepared. I set up an account. I had him ready. I did a video instruction. I did
Perfectly
everything
laid
I could.
out, detailed email. Everything was exactly
Pictures.
where he said it was.
It was my fault.
I like. Well,
I'm gonna own it.
really.
I'm gonna own it. He
But
did
not
everything
really.
right. There was a one button where Josh was a co-host, not an administrator, and his could not turn it on. So he couldn't have permission to go live.
Well, we were sitting there fighting and arguing. I mean, because I know nothing. I'm the idiot that just talks on the mic.
We're glad to have you. That's Pastor Justin Haigler, by the way. Josh Mitchell, Evan Semanco.
So the young guys, y'all do a great job at it. Well, Josh is going, I think I got it. I mean, I got it. And then he's like, what is going on? And he said, man, Evan told me I could call him. I'll call him. I said, well, call him. Because Evan's always great about taking calls, always has a good attitude, always willing to help. Really, that's not an exaggeration.
And in theory, we should have been at the ballpark already. It would have been fine, and we were late.
Right. So then it comes in, and Josh is like, oh, hey, and you were trying to explain. I looked at you, and y'all checked for a while.
Yeah.
You were trying to get things, and then all of a sudden,
FaceTime to try to get it.
Yeah, FaceTime, and then all of a sudden it's like,
we're literally exiting the interstate into downtown Cincinnati. The worst time you could have called, where I'm merging off three lanes trying to get in the city I've never been.
And all of a sudden the old lights,
whoop, 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 whoop.
And then Mallory thought it's because you're on your phone.
And she's never cussed, but she said very sternly, "Get off your phone! You're getting pulled over." With the all three kids in the back. And
I bet Nora's the one I want to talk to. That's the real
well,
intel.
I'd be funny. I'd actually never asked her about it because she was listening to headphones, not really paying attention.
She may not have
and
heard
then
it
so
then.
they'd zone out.
Man.
But anyway, they pulled you over for a tail light.
And she thought I was on the phone. I was like, they can't see I'm on the phone back here because it was from way back.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out taillight was out. I had no idea. Somebody's theory was they got water in it because it had been raining. So maybe it got, I don't know. But we found an AutoZone. We go pull in the AutoZone and the guy changes it for me. Super nice.
Right
for
then
free.
you did?
Yeah.
Boy, I would have just waited after the game.
Not my decision.
I was going to say, I'm like, no way I'm going. I'd have been like,
we were unsafe to drive our babies across the town of
Mallory,
Cincinnati.
I respect it.
That's
I
right.
hear
Safety
you.
first. We want
I'd
somebody
have
to
been
rear
like,
end us.
I appreciate you, cuz. We're going to catch
There
you.
was one less than a half a mile away. So
okay.
we pulled right into it.
Perfect.
They
Yeah.
were super nice. Thank you, AutoZone. And my dad works for AutoZone in Tyler, so I told him that I'd get some points. But the guy pulls me over.
AutoZone.
Get in the zone. But I go and the guy's out there.
Maybe we should be sponsored.
AutoZone,
Come on,
please. I'd
AutoZone.
love to work with you. Great
AutoZone.
people.
Yeah.
But he's going and changing and doing that. I'm talking to him, and he's like, "You got pulled over?" I was like, "Yeah, they maybe changed the brake lights." The other guy said, and he's like, "They pull me over all the time." And he used some other language. And he's like, "I've been pulled over 10 times coming to work. They're just looking for ways. It's because you have that out-of-town plate.
That's crazy.
They're just camping out
But
looking
he didn't
for people."
give you a ticket.
No, got
Just
out
a
the
warning.
ticket.
Yeah.
Just a warning. He
That's
was
good.
courtesy.
So anyway, so we don't know what's going on. So
Right.
me and
You
Josh
don't know
are
any of
like,
that.
No, I'm like, hey, just let's call them and just make sure they're good. Nothing. Evan don't
Crickets.
answer, which he always answers. And then I said, well, let me call Mallory. Just nothing. I was like, hey, bud, they ain't calling.
You say they're in jail.
Yeah, I think they're in jail. They might be.
I
in
listened to
jail.
the podcast after.
Oh,
So
man.
funny.
Oh,
so.
it was too good.
But that's your
Absolutely.
backstage look right
Yeah,
there.
That's
That's
what really
marriage.
happens.
Hey, that's marriage.
If it was
That
late
is
last week, you know why?
dads. Yeah, you got it all
Family,
right there.
family vacation.
Going in a new series.
It
There
was
it is, right
fun,
there.
not relaxing.
Well, how
It a
was
good
your
time.
vacation
It was
after that?
great.
There you
Never
go.
been. We had friends in Cincinnati.
Never been to Cincinnati. Well, I may have been through it, but I've never
Yeah,
been.
really hung out there. Cool town. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Ballpark. Sorry, Reds fans. Kind of meh.
It's okay.
This is my 10th ballpark. I'm trying to go to all 30.
Okay.
And so third of the way there.
We gotta get you to Kaufman.
I would love to. Let's go. We got to go. They're closing it
Get
too.
some barbecue too.
That's right.
Get
We
some
did
good
have
food up there.
great barbecue in Memphis.
That's cool.
But yeah, we saw the Ark, the Noah's Ark, full replica is incredible. 3 stories, it's massive.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, so walk through it, spent a couple hours there.
Cool.
It was very
Courtney,
cool.
that
So
might be our next trip.
there you go. It was not a bad drive, actually. We
How
pleasantly
long
stayed in
was
Nashville.
the drive, roughly?
So if we had not stopped, it was 13 and a half hours to Cincinnati. But we did 9 hours to Nashville,
Yeah.
stayed the night there, drove to the Ark, was 3 hours, and then Cincinnati was like another hour and a half.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Okay.
broke it up. And then we did Mammoth Cave on the way back. You ever been there in
I don't
Kentucky?
know anything about that.
400 feet of caves, the biggest or the longest cave system in the world.
Oh.
Unbelievably beautiful, massive national park. It was
cool.
awesome.
That papoose on my cave that we went to in Branson, ours was only 150 feet deep.
I just went to Covenant College in Chattanooga, and they had a little cubby hole. I
One
think.
of them. Just a rock.
It was a cave, but it was
Just a rock
cubby.
on a
There were little elves and gnomes in there, spooky. You know,
That's
we-
right.
yeah,
That's right.
cool.
So good times, memories made.
All
Enjoy.
right,
Always
well,
memories
welcome
made.
back.
The backside of that too was we were supposed to go in June. Nora had surgery. We
Yeah.
thought the story, and so we weren't going to go, and then we rescheduled
Yeah,
and
you
made it
gotta
out.
go.
And made everybody.
This is it.
Glad
End of
y'all
the
were
summer.
able to go, though.
That's right. Before middle school,
Middle school,
because
baby.
it's school week.
Come on now.
That's right. Josh,
Thursday can't get here soon enough.
our middle school pastor and a dad.
Said amen, and the teachers said, "Oh me."
That's right.
We just did all the teachers orientation today.
They're still downstairs, huh?
Yeah,
I walked
they
in.
were
I
down as we were
thought they were
coming in.
done. Yeah.
Or as
Yeah,
I
it
was
was it was a good group, and I'm very thankful. I love speaking to the teachers, love encouraging them. I'm very honored to do that. Thank you, Dr. Tracy Burrell and Miss Burris.
I
You
try to
know,
help those new teachers, right? It's a
yeah, it's
specifically
basically new in orientation, and I've been doing it for years, but we just try to encourage them. It goes back to Rwanda and what we learned about teachers and education, and I think it's a good thing. I think they enjoyed it. They had
Oh,
they had a good turnout, and there's a bunch of them. So
Yeah, I saw a friend of mine went to school with Evangeline. She said she had a great time.
Yeah. And here's the crazy part. You ready for this?
Ready.
I'd always give them one new statistic that they're not aware of. Okay.
like a stat.
Top 5 millionaires in America.
Okay.
Who is in the top 3 of people that become millionaires? I'm going to go ahead and not let you be there long.
All right.
Teachers.
Mm.
Really?
Teachers. Yes.
They just save well, work other jobs.
It's what's his name? Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
They studied thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I think it's kind of like Emma. Emma's going to be a teacher. She would be the one that she don't spend on anything.
Secret millionaire.
Yeah, they kind of just maybe they're frugal. They save. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty fat because they all said like, who took the job for the money? And nobody does. I mean, there's no. I'm like, well, here's some good news.
I bet they got a good laugh.
Yeah, the top 3 millionaires are teachers.
The most
You know what
top
the
3
other, remember the other
occupations.
2 were?
Seemed like it was attorney and something else.
Sounds
I don't know. I
about
got
right.
the
Criminal.
picture. Yeah, yeah. Like stole it.
Teacher, though. That is.
Pastor. No, I'm just. That's what I told him. I said
It ain't
I
the
knew I
pastors.
should have been a state of teacher because that's my degree.
Yeah.
We're on
Yeah.
the track.
Yeah, I was up.
Could have
I'm
been
a long way from
10
me.
years.
Very grateful for every penny I got, but I'm a long way from me.
No, I mean, you were on the track. You were going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And then, nah, you,
and
Kinesiology.
basically, yeah, but I mean, my former church would not let me student teach. They're like, you can't take off. How are you gonna be gone? Speaking of your time off and everything, they're
Yeah.
like, hey, it's just my degree. No, we don't do that here. You can't do that. I'm like, okay, I guess
Cool.
I'll change to general studies.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
It's my last semester. I had to switch to general studies to be able to graduate. Isn't
Have
that
you
fun?
met? Yeah, Alex, the kid that's back doing audio engineering.
Yeah,
and
so,
tech-
well, this is so funny.
Okay.
Speaking of him, this is backstage.
All right.
So I come around, okay, we're back there.
Yesterday.
Getting my mics on, everything else, and talking to Will and everything's going on. And this guy goes in, he goes, now, who are you? To me. I was like, hey, I'm the pastor, bro. Nice to meet you. And it was Alex. It is one of the funniest things. I mean, like, you're
Oh,
back
he
there
was back
getting
there
the
when I was
mic on.
speaking, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting the mic on and everything. Like,
He's
now,
a
who are
college
you?
kid
What
at
are you doing
Northwestern.
here?
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
funny.
oh, I'm about to speak. I mean,
I speak on
we'll
stage
talk
every
some.
once
just
in a
launched
while.
the church 20 years ago. It was very funny. But anyway, he was super curious about Ian and all Ian's doing in his career.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him yesterday. He wants to do Full Sail, but at one point, I was sitting back there with him, and he was
Yeah.
watching. He's like, "What was Justin's major in college? Like, how did he end up doing this?"
Yeah, and not this. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Kinesiology, a business major. What'd you end up?
I was communications.
In communications.
Marketing,
Well,
yeah.
see, that's where
That's how
you're
you
in
can be a
there.
pastor.
That's it.
right
I'm
there.
using it.
I still brag about it just because I
Also,
talked about being
LCS pilots.
different, like being different in the
Mhm.
teachers thing. But I got to give a shout out to Coach LaRon Caldwell, who really was the influence in my life. And I talked about it Sunday. It ties back into Sunday. That's not an exaggeration that my brother drugged me to school. Like I hated.
I believe it.
I hated school all the way through like second grade. I mean, I just was not a school kid. And you know, it's so radically different. Y'all cannot wrap your minds around this. Me and my brother talked about it afterwards. The fact that our parents Neither one of them cared whether we made it or didn't. And they said the school is that direction. Peace.
Better
She went
go.
out and smoked a Misty, and my dad went to work Western Electric. And it didn't matter. Like, think about now, like I was showing you a picture of me dropping my kids off and walking and holding hands and taking the first day.
It's not swung the pendulum back to that.
No, there is not a first day of school picture in the Haigler household. When me and John were growing up, it was like, get out of here. Now, there was a few more words in her mouth too than that.
Not safe for the podcast.
But we were like, it's so different.
Oh,
I mean, it's so different. And then LaRon, he was amazing. I mean, is an amazing teacher. But the coolest thing about him, and because y'all didn't get to hear this, I just got to brag on it. So we're at Werner Park, lower socioeconomic school. We didn't have any money, okay? So it's a poor school over there by the fairgrounds. He created, with bicycle tires, the first exercise tubes in 1977 with us in the tea shack. He would go by like work sites, pick up old lumber, cut it into strips and make obstacle courses, lava, like, hey, stay on the balance beam. And it was just a 2x4 painted. He took, this is no, you're talking about creative and like out of the box and just an amazing man. He actually said, hey, if your parents drink Folgers coffee, so back in the day, guys, coffee used to come in a can. I know that's a little hard.
No, I was around for that.
You've seen it in movies once. You didn't buy it at Starbucks. There was you had to go buy Folgers in the can. And he'd go, hey, if your mama's got a Folgers can and your daddy's got an old garden hose, bring them to school tomorrow. So people would bring Folgers cans and your garden hose, like whatever, if it was messed up. Or he cut them in the garden hose into strips, put them inside the coffee can and filled them with concrete, and that was our dumbbells. And every kid would have a set of dumbbells.
Now people pay big money. It's called Montessori. They all want to do that. That's genius. Yeah.
And this
very
was like
creative.
1970s.
Yeah, he's not looking it up on the internet.
No, there wasn't an internet. And I just go back to like why educators so important. Like I was bragging on Bill already too, because Will's in there, which was awesome to see Will. You know, he's going to teaching or whatever, which is so cool. But we were talking about going to Rwanda and you know, just all of the things we have to be grateful for. And like Bill helped put in the first computer system in their schools over there. And McConaughey went with us, and he was, of course, coach. You know, we were all just reflecting on the power of educators and education as you start this week. You're just very grateful. And especially for those that were able to adapt and do things that like really, if you didn't have access to it, you could get aggravated, frustrated, you can't do it. They just innovated, came up with stuff that nobody else came up with, you know? And one other little bit of trivia, you know who my student teacher was at Werner Park while I was in elementary? The one, the only, the big chief, Robert Parrish.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
I've never heard you say that.
Yes, he was at Centenary, and he was LaRon Caldwell's student teacher, and he was our teacher assistant.
Did he graduate, or did he leave before he graduated?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I just know, I mean, I was little.
Yeah, because when did he go into the league?
But the big chief. I've
That's
always wanted to
crazy.
tell him later. I mean, he's still in town. They say he's around here all the time. But I'd love to see him and talk to him because he was great. But you talking about huge? Imagine in elementary school and Robert Parrish is your
7'1".
Yeah, he's huge, man.
He was drafted 3 times, but finished school.
Yeah, he's in a centenary gym
There
right
you
here in
go.
town.
I had no idea.
Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
That is cool.
There-
But a
no,
little
read about
trivia.
Robert
See,
Parrish.
backstage, once
You never
again,
get that on the sermon.
Yeah,
the
you
big
never
chief.
gonna get
No,
that on
well, I
stage.
mean, you try. I mean,
it's
can't
hard.
throw it
Yeah,
all
you
in
got
there.
other stuff. Sermon was great though. Another great series wrap up.
You know, I'm still working on me. Still working on that. But you're
We
right. I
all are.
think, you know, it's like worry. It's not a big one for me, but I think, like I was saying Sunday, everybody's got worries. Like, even no matter how cool you try to play it off or whatever's going on. And
It affects you differently, but everybody's got them.
Yeah, and I've had seasons of worry, like where you go, or is the church going to make it? You know, like I'm talking my heart stuff. There's a little bit of worry, like, hey, what's going on? And, you know, what's this mass in my chest?
You
And-
can't not.
No, you kind of
gotta-
go. And so as you're navigating all that, I think looking at the scripture, dealing with it, and I had a lot of people come up afterwards and just go, man, thank you for saying you're not alone, and including my stories, my mistakes, because I constantly make mistakes. I'm still not perfect, believe it or not. I'm still working on it. So to share those, whether that's a story of worrying or losing my cool or whatever it may be.
And to contrast that to, we were watching with Abby, the intern, these churches and different things she saw online and this other stream of Christianity
Yeah.
where it's just so arrogant and we have everything
God,
together
yeah.
and God's person and the charismatic,
Boisterous
all
and-
these, that they never do anything wrong. And
Yeah.
we've got all kinds of stories of people that we know that have gone too far that way
Yeah.
and see it. And I just have always appreciated your
Yeah,
vulnerability
well,
and
I
who
appreciate y'all. I mean, like
Yeah.
I said this morning, all of us, I think, are trying to figure this thing out, and that you have people to walk on that journey with you and give you grace and help. And like, I mean, whether it's helping with teachers today, which is such an honor, or helping first responders. I mean, there's, we had one situation this weekend, it was just tragic. I mean, somebody loses somebody in this city. You could focus on worrying about that being you. This was a 51-year-old male that suddenly passed away. And so they're like, hey, man, can you help him? Of course. And the family is distressed and distraught, but I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I got a lot to be grateful for. Like, you know what I'm saying? And take care of your health, by the way. I've had a lot of people since my health issues going to get screened and getting help. And I am super grateful for y'all telling the stories, because it really can save your life. This guy, had he been proactive, he would still be here today, but he wasn't, and he gone. And so then you see the ramifications of kids and grandkids and family and all this stuff. And I'm like, come on, guys, let's be better. Let's go work on it. Go figure it out. Take the test. Do what you got to do, because you eliminate some of that worry and concern too, because you can now rest at peace and go, this is what it is, and this is what I need to get better, and this is the plan. And I wrote something down along that line. I wasn't planning on going there that early, but let me pull this up. Because it was fear and fear related, but this is a statement that I hope this is why you tune in. This is what I'm still working on. I'm not there yet, so don't hold me and say, oh, but just listen. Action kills fear. So if you just think about it, it's like when you don't do anything.
It's hypothetical scenarios. You can run through all the worst
but
case.
as soon as you begin to do something,
even if it's the wrong thing,
right, you
learn
begin to
from
move
it.
towards. So I got a little bit more. You change your life with one decision. So this is fascinating to me. Some people say it takes time for change, but that's really not true. It takes time to see results. I thought this is very good, but change starts with the first decision, and action will kill any fear. So like if you're fear of a crowd, if you're fear of heights or whatever it is, and I joked a little bit about exposure therapy, not joked, but talked about it. And mine really is heights, and I only did that thing at the 11 hour. It's all over the map. I never know what I'm going to exactly say. It's a rough idea. But I started thinking about, I was scared to death to jump out of that airplane because I hate heights.
But you did it.
But I did it. And I will also say it was amazing. Like, I am so thankful that I did do that. Like, and Bobby, we go back to, again, just old friends and different things. A good example would be launching the church. I wasn't going to do it, but action begins to kill that fear or that anxiety or that worry. So whether that's bungee jumping, whitewater rafting on senior trips and stuff. And how many kids, I can remember we were first rappelling. I'm not a heights guy.
Yeah.
So Bobby's like, I think we're going to go do this. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Well, I'm playing off cool. But the truth was, heights ain't my thing.
I would not have been playing it cool. That ain't for me.
And then by the
We're
end,
gonna take the bungee jump.
and then what's so funny is by the end of it, like, we went every year just about.
I bungee jumped with you in Vegas.
I went face first.
Yeah.
They called it Australian or
They
something.
had a different name for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
It was awesome.
yeah, you eventually go like,
You remember Barry Harper got to the top of my trip and then went all the way back down in shame. He talked big. He's going to do it.
yeah, and that's the thing is like, I just look at, like, when you talk about worry, anxiety, fear, whatever it is, like even school, like, you got to go.
It's a big thing right now.
It'd be something as simple as your job that you do. Like, I was having some anxiety early. I'm working on helping somebody buy a house, and I'm thinking about all these moving parts, all this stuff I got to line together. And then today,
You don't want to let somebody down.
when I went and sat down in my office and just started doing the stuff, I was like, oh, well, this actually wasn't that bad.
Action
I
kills
did,
fear.
Get what I needed to get done.
And that wasn't in the sermon, but I was wanting to put it in there, but I had already kind of written it all out. But I'm sitting there thinking, like, how many, like, that's a perfect example, Josh. Like, you're going, I can sit here and worry about what's going to mess up in the contract, or I can go start writing the contract.
I was worried about it all during staff meeting. And then like I said, once I sat down this afternoon and actually did the thing, it's like, what were you worried about, man?
Right.
Like, have you not prepared? Have you not done all the stuff you needed to do to get to this point?
I mean, I think we're all guilty of it. I mean, it's part of the human nature, and then trying to understand and overcome it. It's like, how do you get there? Well, you have to go to the doctor. If you're worried about your health and you go, hey, let me just go take the first step. Let me go, whatever I got to do. And I was telling somebody else on the phone. It may have been Jason Montgomery. I don't remember. We were calling. We talk sometimes coming in the morning, and I was thinking of this other thing. And I don't remember if I've said this or not. Forgive me, I'm old. But the thing that we were kind of talking about is because he was not wanting to go to war. Remember, he was and he wasn't, whatever. And I was like, dude, action kills fear. Mm-hmm. But then the other part that we came up with is comfort kills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like if you come back and if you strive for comfort in a church, in your life, in your marriage, and everybody just gets comfortable, well, then, dude, you can die really quickly. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and the hard things in life happen because really you get uncomfortable. You have to push yourself to go like, man, I got to go for this. I got to try that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. All of those things resonate in my mind because I go back to like what people are worried about or struggling with, and I've heard some people coming to church for the first time, going to join the church. Baptism. We were talking about that. We got a 70-something-year-old lady getting baptized Sunday night.
Kathy Carter's
Friday night,
watching live, and she did it in her 70s.
Yeah. And this 60s. Lady was saying to whoever when they signed up, I have a fear of the water. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there going, no, I get it, girl. I get it. So action is going to kill that fear. And it's awesome to follow through and overcome that as a 70-plus-year-old person on a fun family
You're
night
never too old
to go celebrate. Mm-hmm. Like, so all of that to me is just
and the good news is it's not the lake, it's not the river.
No, well, it's a clean water. Motor City water. We have Class A
pond
water.
out of Destiny.
That's right.
Motor City's got Class A water.
It's as controlled as it can be.
They're good water.
We even changed the shirt color so it doesn't get as dirty.
Now that don't mean it might be a little funky color. Where the ours coming from?
Yeah, we get it right out the Red River. It'll be fine.
Yeah, poured it right in.
Anyway, that's some of the stuff
that's
that
great.
In my mind. So.
Who's that quote from? Do you have it?
I don't have any idea.
I'm gonna get it from you later. We'll post it. That's great.
Yeah, I just basically. Now this is behind the scenes too. So if I'm preaching or working or whatever it is I hear stuff and I put it in my notes.
Yep.
And then I just go back and go. It might have been something I heard. I don't know where it was.
Yeah.
And so then I'm just like, man, that's good. I need that.
I've gotten into a better habit of that myself.
Yeah.
Time I hear stuff or see stuff and putting it in the notes.
Year 2. We're going into
you learning, son. You learning there.
That's right. All right. While we're doing that, let's touch base. We got folks watching live on Facebook. If you listen to the audio version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts later, you can tune in live every Monday at 3:30. See our smiling faces and leave comments. Like Dave Kruger says, good afternoon.
Kroogs.
Whitney Wilson was at church yesterday.
Hey, way to go, Whitney. Welcome back.
That's right. So they were there, but she said Mammoth Cave is so fun. It was. I can attest. It was awesome. We got Kathy Carter watching. Hello.
Hey, Kathy.
Tina poolside. And then Matt Sanders said, my old elementary school coach smoked a pipe in front of us at school.
Nothing says health like a good pipe.
Just out there.
Elementary
like
school?
Scott Odom, the sea captain.
We had a class on it. No, I'm just kidding. That was kinesiology
Pipe smoking.
304.
Absolutely.
Like how to light a pipe and keep it lit.
You learned that in the 70s. They got rid of that.
Hey, it's harder than you think. My grandfather smoked a pipe, and they were always. There's something to it. I don't understand it. Yeah, there's an art to pipe smoking.
Billy said hi, and Charlotte Gomez says, Justin, you and Bobby convinced me to jump off a 90-foot cliff.
That's what I'm talking about, Charlotte.
That's
Action
right.
kills fear, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
You know? And I just look back at like how many people are not living life because of worries and fears. And we're all there. So in other words, I ain't judgment. I'm not saying that you're crazy. I'm just saying, yeah, we got to figure it out. And like fear of community, fear of getting involved.
So when did that change? What do you think started all that? When do you think at parenting and all these things, as we get into a new parenting series, we'll transition to that. Do you remember like your parents' generation to when Angie became a mom? Was Angie stressed and worried about stuff pre being a mom? Or did it switch us like becoming a mom?
I think it'll be kind of what we're talking about this week, which you're an expert in, and I'm just a bystander trying to learn. I think an overload of information became the problem. Because if you think about it, like you've seen it on TikTok and everything else. I mean, of my age, they send me my age. They know I'm 50-something years old, whatever it is. 56, finna be 57. We rode our bikes with no helmets. We jumped each other. You would lay down in front of a ramp and jump each other. If Mallory came out right now and said, oh my God, it's like, what are you doing?
Now, kids are the same, because I think Eliza would still do it right now.
Exactly.
That's what came to my mind. Willow laying down the driveway.
And what I'm saying is exactly, a kid
they didn't change.
Doesn't change necessarily. It's the
environment around them.
It's the environment, and we have so much more knowledge. I'll give you a great, this is just, you can go extreme on all of it. I had somebody like now Angie's also by nature a little bit more of a worrier than I am. That's just, I think some people have it worse than others.
Sure.
We all have it, but some have it worse
Your
than others.
natural wiring.
Yeah, but like I was gonna go surfing with my new cataract eye, and I didn't bother me. And Angie's like, "You're gonna get salmonella." I'm just joking. I don't know what I would have got. I would have. You're gonna
raw
die.
chicken eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna get chicken in my eye, and it's over. You know,
The fish of the sea.
I'm like, I mean, it's going. Well, there's protections in that in some regard, and then in other regards, it can hinder you from experiencing a lot of awesome things. So it's like, where is the line? I think part of it is you got to kind of figure that out and work that out as a family, because those emotions you're putting onto your kids. That's the weird part. Like if you're not careful, whatever, good or bad,
right,
we have a tendency to carry that back down to that next generation. So the positive of my parents, dude, she's smoking a Misty and my dad's gone. So we're like, man, get the bike and let's roll. We'd go to the store by ourselves. I mean, we rode the neighborhood by ourselves, and everybody's talking about there was a lot of kids abducted in the 70s too, I think. You know what I'm saying? But where I was
but
not
the fear of it didn't trickle out till everybody found out, right?
Right.
Like,
and then all of a sudden,
do you know where your kids are?
Yeah,
The Dateline NBC,
Yeah,
the 48 hours, all that stuff.
And really, we're consuming so much. I think it's really, and I'll be talking about it Sunday because you know that a little insight, because this is the podcast. Hopefully there's a lot of people, but the phone is creating the problems for our kids and us.
Well,
so we want to point to the kids.
Right.
But the truth is, it kind of goes back to us.
But it's funny, though, because I think like Stranger Things, right? It's set in the 80s. So your kid are kind of the 70s,
I'm a
elementary
kid of
school.
the 70s, a teen of the 80s.
Right. So Stranger Things set right when I was born. I was a kid in the 90s.
Yeah.
So somewhere between Stranger Things and my mom, we're watching Oprah specials after school. She taped on VHS about how not to get abducted and afraid.
Right.
It's like that
But
10-year.
don't you think that probably that has a lot to do? Okay, so here's the other deal. Pam is super protective.
Stay-at-home mom, absolutely. Who she is.
So then you may go to like a single mom who's working, and that kid ain't getting that.
That was Mallory's mom.
Right. They're like, hey,
She's
good
out in the
luck down
ditch,
there.
yeah.
So then what happens is all of those family dynamics and upbringing, money, socioeconomic, school, whatever it is, it all affects it. So Angie's kind of the same way. Angie had some
mom in the
traumatic,
2000s, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
she had traumatic childhood things. So that affected the way she viewed things. You know, that's why, and like for me, I mean, everybody, I heard something recently on trauma is very interesting, is trauma is not an incident, because everybody's like, that was an incident.
A traumatic
it really
event.
is how you respond to that incident. So it is it's not just the incident.
Internalizing
It's something that does to you. And the reason that's important is everybody's a little different. You can have the same incident be traumatic for one person and not traumatic for the other. So it's like, well, you know, your mom left. We were joking about it with somebody else. Is like your mom accidentally leaves you in the dressing room. For one kid, it's like, cool, man, I'm free. The other kid's like, oh my God, I'll never face tomorrow. They're both right. It could be, yeah.
That was all the talk about Left Behind. My mom left, stay-at-home mom, and I was in like 5th, 6th grade, and there was laundry on the floor, and I thought she got raptured and cried on the floor, and that was my church trauma.
That's
that I got left behind and repented and going to be in the end times.
And that's where. That's not positive.
It's not helpful. We laugh now.
Josh can't even pull it together.
That's 100% true.
I was thinking about Evan standing in his laundry room.
Because my mom was never gone after school. I walked in the door. She's
like, she's gone.
And we didn't have cell phones. And we called.
You didn't have no cell phone.
That was still a little before that. I thought for sure. I was sitting there in the post-tribulation, and I was about to get the mark of the beast. That's my church growing up. Thank you.
And that's all of that is reality. And so now here we are, and you got a phone device that can give a kid everything. And so, like, I'll be talking about Wait Till 8th and all that stuff this Sunday, just to help some people that don't know it. And then you'll do a seminar, I'm sure, and give them way more information I can cover on a Sunday. But all of the goal of this is to try to not raise a generation paralyzed by fear. The best example, and we just came back from Juarez, okay? It was a predominantly college trip.
Older group, they've been before.
I'm asking, because I'm even the pastors on this trip, so it's not like, well, it's the crazy youth pastor. I mean, Justin's going, and I'm telling them, every preacher, hey, I'm going, what I'm going on. We ain't letting you go down there. Y'all ain't coming back. I'm like, I guess you ain't worried about me. And like, well, he's stupid. If he wants to die in Mexico. Okay, and I'm asking these kids or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, well, the vibe on the street from what my parents are listening to or a part of is like, it's just not a good time. Everything's unsafe and you're not going to make it back.
And you know when they said that? 2003 when I went for the first time too.
Right. And I'm sitting here going, so then what happens is you can miss and not be a part of really something amazing because fear paralyzes you to the point that you don't follow God and you don't really go see whatever's out there. So I could go back to, some people hate being in a plane for a long time. I'm not going to Africa. I'll never go that far. Okay, well, then you may never miss it. Some people don't like crowds. Some church too big. I won't do that because it's too big. You could go on, and I won't join a life group because you never know who's in there. So it can paralyze you to the point where I'm not going to go. Now, I got another little kid that I happen to know, elementary age kids. He will not go in SK. Scared to death.
Yep.
Parents maybe not going to encourage it. Well, you sit with us. I'm like, no, he really needs to be in there.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be understandable for him. And then also he's got to overcome the fear. If action kills fear, you're going to have to go out there experience. And then you're going to realize, man, there's some cool kids in here. And these are,
I can't tell you the number of times week after week I get an email or a call from parents like, hey, I've been trying to get my kid to go to MSM or even the HSM. And it's just like they're, a little quiet, reserved, fearful. They don't know what's going on down there. And we eventually get them to come over time. And it's every time after that first time they come in and they see we got a basketball hoop in there, jet ski game,
the action of walking in there,
Nintendo Switch. They're like, oh, maybe this ain't that bad. They got snacks in here. This pastor talks kind of funny, but he's a pretty funny guy.
They're not handling snakes. Having a good time.
So yeah, you got to get past that fear, and I know it's harder for some than others.
Sure.
And I told this story every promotion breakfast. We're about to have promotion. This is coming up Sunday the 9th. We'd love for your kids. They move up to the next class. So if you're a 6th grader, you go Josh. They have a breakfast at 9 before middle school at 10. High school, they're going to do a lunch the next week, but it'll be at 11 o'clock as high school ministry. 16th. And it's a big change. But I sat in our old church when you were the youth pastor as a rising 6th grader, leaving Danny and Terry Purdue as my Sunday school teachers. And he's still teaching 5th grade Sunday school.
I can believe it.
30 years later. Unbelievable. But I sat there and I threw a fit. And I said I was refusing to go walk into with inflatables and pizza, and it was a huge party. And my parents left. Like I was such a turd.
Yeah,
we just walked out, and my parents got me to keep going, and I had to push through it. And it was life changing. But if they just listened that first day, I would have never gone.
And that's why I think it's good to share that story. And everybody's got something like. I remember going to church camp the first time. I was scared to death. Like a long time ago. I remember just like, oh my
first
gosh,
church camp was
Camp
Ozark, and they're grabbing snakes and bringing them in. They literally were handling snakes.
Right, that was me. Was it me and Greg? I don't even know.
That was Matt Fabian.
Matt Fabian, yeah. I mean, not me grabbing snakes, but that was our,
Ghetto Fabulous.
Yeah, this is what's so funny about all that is like, look at those memories.
The best.
And those moments.
Met Dave Salter there, still in our fantasy football league. He was on my leader. Mark Perkins helped me rededicate my life to Christ.
That's what I go back to. Is like to me, if you're listening, and I think the thing is to try to encourage people, especially young families.
Yes.
Whatever the fear is, to go, man, give it a shot. And then, if nothing else, parents, you get a break from them for an hour.
Amen.
And it's 45. This is what I really trip out on.
It's not even. It's 40.
Yeah, like really, we're doing 40 minutes, y'all.
Really? Yeah.
Like we're not talking about 3 hours
with a game, a funny video, and 20 minutes.
I'm trying to keep it short for you to keep your attention span too, adult. And then if you go, well, I really want them to see what y'all doing there too, which is very flattering and very cool. I get it. So then serve another hour and bring them with you. Like serve while they're in there, and then y'all come together to a different hour. Like you can still do both, but it's like you're missing really potentially something that could be life altering for your kid. And you're wanting them to be the best. You want them to be the best athlete. You want them to have the
be
best
servants.
grades.
You want them to go be able to be social.
You got to get in there and do it, man. You got to go in there and do it.
The best time to start that is now.
Yes, it's right now because this is a fresh start. Everybody's moving up. It's all different.
It can be awkward. Bring some friends.
Yeah, hey, invite somebody.
Brittany Spivey and them, we were talking about that. They brought this group of boys with them, and they all came last year.
And they keep coming, and I love them.
Traveling a herd. It's that age. It's middle school. They want to be around their friends.
And that's, again, it's not a perfect church, but we're better than we were because now you got buildings, you got space, you are consistent. There are things that we couldn't do in the first 18, 17 years that we were moving around. Now it's like super consistent, so I just think it's
play pickleball as a family after.
Yeah, you
$5.
$5. Can't beat that. It's crazy. But anyway, there's so many things hopefully that helps everybody. I don't know if they got questions or anything.
We got some folks watching again. Tune in on Facebook Live every Monday, 3:30. Lynette McCauley said hi. Matt Sanders said he loves to talk about getting the left behind. Matt relates. He knows what I'm talking about. That's right. Karen Holes says hi. And then Dave Kruger said that he just talked about Philippians 4:6-7, and that he really understood that better after he went through tragedy and lost his dad.
Yeah.
And so those scriptures and having those verses when you go and talk about stress and worry and all those things, that he went through a health issue, and so all that. And then Whitney McDougal said the kids loved church the last 2 weeks. Thanks for giving them such a great experience.
And I'm telling you, thank you for saying that, Whitney. You don't want to miss Friday night.
That's
I mean,
right.
Like, we've never done anything like this before. If you're even like whoever, even Miss Kathy, like her kids, obviously she's grandma. But what's cool is you get to go walk through the kids building. We don't let everybody through there because we have security. Yeah. But now you can go see what you've donated to, what you've helped build, what you can experience. You can also, we're going to give you inside the new offices. No, we're not really talking about that since it's backstage. So we'll let you know. You can go see where we're moving our offices
the Boardwalk
to.
here soon.
That'll be coming up probably the next month or so. We're laying floor and all that. But so you'll know where they are, what that looks like, where everybody's office is. You can also win some really cool prizes. If you're a family, I mean, there is a beach getaway giveaway.
Somebody donated their condo.
Gave a condo at the beach. I mean, like, I'd show up just for
that.
Yep.
You got the chance to win.
You got a chance to win.
Chasing Aces doing prizes, Pickler,
Regal. Everybody's throwing in stuff. So
you're talking about seeing this kids building. If you got a middle schooler or a high schooler, they can come. You can come down and see that building, because most of the time you probably just dropping them off, telling them,
like,
go on down there.
Go on now, get.
But now you can come see where they're spending every week for an hour and learn a little bit.
Yep. And then hopefully you'll see this is like, we're really trying to change the whole community, the boardwalk, everything, that maybe we in the future might even have a new student space. That'll be something I'd like to see accomplished in the next few years. But the main reason why is so that they have something that they can, every other building we've pretty much solved. I mean, we're working out on those things. Yeah. But we might have a cool way to do something for students that we can really make it their own. And we're working on that. So just be praying about that. But then also come see where we are now, because it gives you a vision of what we want to accomplish.
People are excited. Annie Green said they're coming. Whitney said she'll be there on Friday.
Yeah, and anybody wants to come. It's just good to go see the office. The other thing is, and I mean, the offices, everything. But here's the other thing I'll say. Regardless of who you are, it used to be that the Symbol Church had no way to hang out and get to know people. This is a great example. We're playing bingo to raise some money for Honduras, which is fun. Just, you're going to win something on bingo, too. There's all kind of little stuff. But you get to know people at your table. You just get to hang out. We didn't have the opportunity to do that. Now you got community. You got a place to play some bingo, meet some new faces. And I don't care. If you're old, we want you around. It is not just for young people, because we're better when the church is diverse in all ways, whether that's color, whether that's age, whether that's shape, whether that's size. All of us coming together, it makes it a better environment for everybody, because we're able to learn from each other and laugh together. And we all need it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be here. And then I got announced at what I'm doing. I will not announce what I'm doing.
Yeah, voluntold.
What's so funny about this is
I did like the way
it's a different dynamic.
Does anybody? I mean, what happened to senior pastor? Ain't no senior pastor.
Like,
when
by the way, you're doing
this.
Our
founding pastor. No, dude, I'm the low guy. You're gonna wear this,
and you're gonna like it.
And you're gonna like it. And what I say, of course,
a big tall glass. Shut up.
And I'm honored to do it. Thank you, Christy, for letting me do it. I'll do it. It's gonna be awesome.
For any outsiders that may catch this podcast or may hear this or tell your friends about it, you really can feel the shift in the boardwalk down here. We were talking about earlier the movie scene here last week, and the parking lot was packed.
Yeah, we work and go. I'm telling you, I think we're close to making a turn. I got another big meeting tomorrow with something that could really help the church out and all of us in the community, which would be awesome. But you're right. I videoed the parking lot, because I don't think anybody believed me, but Spider-Man packed the whole bottom floor of the parking garage. So imagine when we get some restaurants and we get some other things to do down here. It's really going to be cool. And Pickler is part of that, obviously. Yeah. But Regal was slammed, man.
You got a big event.
That is coming from somebody who worked down here 4 years prior to the church coming down here. I knew what it was like before.
You had real-time data.
Yeah. And really, if they're looking for anything, it's because families and kids, and that gives them something to do. Yep. Like, we're talking about a culture that we don't have a whole lot to do. This is a great safe place.
Fully credit Caleb Kwok. We have loved being Regal Unlimited members. Yes. We've got the plan figured out, seeing more movies as a family. They're excited about Paw Patrol next week.
And I can tell you, Angie reluctantly made the switch from Cinemark to Regal. She doesn't regret it a bit. So really, Ryan, shout out to Regal. Let's go, son. We're trying to get recliners.
Support the Boardwalk.
We're going to get them. We're going to make it happen.
I did have a question about if you were sabotaging Cinemark.
Why?
I saw that they had a fire alarm go
No,
off
I
last
am
week.
in Bossier City.
Josh's theory is that like you're Batman and you're sneaking in there and planting rats and going and getting stuff in the popcorn, pulling fire alarms.
We love everybody, but I really want Regal to be successful because we want Bossier to be successful, and our community and our kids and our families and all of that. It's in our backyard, y'all. We've invested here. There's a lot of great things in this community. I went and ate at Bojack's after church Sunday. Great restaurant right there. They do great things in the nighttime, the stage, and there's Bayou Acts and all that stuff's fun down there. And then you can now do Chasing Aces on this end and Pickler here. And we got a school event coming up back down here, coming up in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
There's all these
talented
things going
theater,
on.
Talented arts.
I mean, come on. Isn't that what we hoped for and we dreamed
for the community?
You know, and
community and things
it really is. It's like being a part of the community and seeing positive things. It's a good thing. So I think it's awesome.
Absolutely. It's good. It's fun.
All right. What else you got? No, we got more. I got one other statement for you.
You got a statement? Come on.
Okay. So this is one. This is kind of tripped out to me.
Right.
Okay.
We're ready.
But we were talking about emotions last week, and we were kind of talking about the ruler effect. I don't remember you maybe ever heard that or whatever. You got to recognize and understand and label and express and regulate and all those things.
It's a lot harder than it sounds.
It is. And this is the problem, I think, that every one of us experience, is that we don't like negative feelings.
Run from them.
Yeah, and we have a tendency to hide it, or we have a tendency to kind of minimize it, and then we don't even really want to recognize it in a partner or a friend or whatever. We're kind of whatever. But this is something that I heard, again, don't know where. I just write it down when I hear it. You got to feel it to heal it. And I thought, man, that is why. Like, so even on anger, like when everybody's like, I can't believe whatever's going on. Well, the truth is, there's a reason you feel anger. You have to kind of recognize what that is. You have to kind of understand that. You have to go back. And then if you don't feel it, you can't heal it. So when everybody's just like, well, I don't want to really talk about that. Well, then there's really not a whole lot of way to go from there. So your feelings are not your enemy. God gave you emotions and he gave you these feelings. And when we're feeling that, so even for a kid, like if they're coming up, sometimes we don't want them, we get on to them for feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I was joking. I did the teacher thing today, and I cried at the Steve Hartman video again. And I'm like, I've seen it before, but I also remember my kids going, I like seeing you cry, Dad. You know, like I know that you're human, we lost our dog. I cried. I mean, like a big baby. I mean, like there's different things I think that men and people in the church and all of us can be like, no, I'm not really going to talk about how I feel. And if you're not careful, if you don't feel it, then you can't heal it. And then here's the other thing. Your mood follows action. So what does that really mean? Well, effort creates energy. So if you're not doing anything and you have to kind of go.
Yeah.
You have to put effort into it, to work on it, to listen to it, to try to get better. You have to be open to trying and listening to a podcast like this. You know, what am I going to learn on this? Like, so all of these different things and I was telling y'all at staff meeting this morning, is like, I want to be better, period. And the only way I'm going to get better is to recognize and listen and learn, because leaders are learners. And so if we can keep learning, this podcast can be part of it. You can expose yourself to a lot of other things, but it's also the thing that I don't know a lot about because I wasn't educated on it, and we don't talk about it, and the church certainly didn't deal with it. And if your parents weren't good at it, you don't know anything about it, and that is your emotions.
Where else do you learn it? Yeah.
And then emotions can be the single most important factor for your success. No matter how talented you are, if you can't control your emotions, you're not going to be successful. So like if you don't ever teach your kids to understand what they're feeling, and then be able to walk through them, then they say, no, there's no way to regulate those feelings either. Or how can I appropriately express the way that I'm feeling? I'm feeling angry, Dad. Well, what's the appropriate way? Not tearing up your room, not blowing up, not hitting somebody or talking bad. It's like, we can share it right here. You can be angry, get frustrated. It's okay with me. We're in a safe place to work through that. Or sad. I don't know why I feel sad today, but I feel sad. Well, let's talk about that. You know, how are you feeling today? Well, nobody asked me that stuff coming up, and it was just
me
like,
neither.
She's smoking a Marlboro.
My mom
and
wasn't smoking. Let me not say that.
Jack, you know. So, like getting better, I think that's something I'm gonna come up probably in the new year, I think I'm gonna really work on. We did one other series on it, but it may be like happy. Everybody's good on like happy.
Oh yeah,
but you don't really talk about all the other stuff.
And it's not necessarily joy either.
No.
Happy is only happening right now.
Right.
It's circumstantial.
But even then, we're good with it.
Yeah, we like
but
it.
But boy, like if you come back and like your kid's not in a good place, just learning the phrase instead of "What's wrong with you?" to "How you feeling today?" Staff member, somebody's a little short, somebody's a little edgy. Where if you can love with each other, like, "How you feeling? You okay? How you feel today?" Well, that's appears to be and can come across as more concerning as opposed to you're in trouble. It's like you didn't do it right and you're in trouble.
It's like we talked about last week when I tell you, we always tell Layla, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it a lot of times. And so when you're coming from a not aggressive, but perturbed standpoint, or however you want to put it, you know, it can be off-putting to that other person and be like, nothing's wrong with me. What's wrong with you?
Right.
You know.
And then I think the problem for me, or, you know, my kids, like looking back, like raising kids and us walking through all that stuff, is like, you're not really taught that. So, like, if you evaluate your own personal journey with your wife, with your kids, usually you're kind of trying to just disengage because you've worked hard, you're tired. So it's turn on the TV. Like, so then when you care, is when it becomes a problem. So all of a sudden, a kid's mood, you're like, what's going on?
There's
with
been a long lead up to that.
It might be something they're being exposed to on their phone. It could be relationships in school.
Because you know what'll take their attention? That device that wants to monetize.
That screen.
And I mean, I see it. That's why today, even like we were talking about staff meeting, like, hey man, everybody put their devices down just for a second so that we can talk, so we can work out some stuff. And everybody's guilty of it. It's not like I'm pointing the fingers. I mean, we're all guilty of it. So it's like, how do you navigate that? And then is that affecting your mood?
And you don't think it is. I'm fine. I can do it. I'm strong enough. I got it.
And right. And that's why I was saying Sunday, I'm fine. I'm going to die. It's usually the way it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Till you're not.
Until you're not, you know? So anyway, I think that's the cool part about a podcast. Like, we would never talk about this in any other place.
Yeah.
In depth. I mean, maybe my life group, or hopefully you'll get in a life group. But the part that I think is important is it's not like the older generation's teaching us this.
Right.
No. I can honestly say there is no one in my life that is older than me that has taught me anything about this.
I had two great grandparents. They never talked about my feelings one time.
They didn't. Not even directional leadership team. Like people that you would go, man, they're good. They're all amazing men. But we don't come back and go, hey, man, here's what I'm learning about the way I feel. And let me share with you how I've learned to share that. And no, we're usually just pretty closed off. We're usually
or tasks. We talk about tasks.
Yeah. Or we got to get that done or this done.
And you accomplish great things.
And then a lot of times too, like we try to make it spiritual. Like, well, we got to focus on the spiritual. Here's what I'm saying though. You can't accomplish anything great spiritually if you don't recognize what's happening in the mood side of your life, your emotions. So it's very difficult to go out and be a world changer when you're not recognizing what God, and he gave them to us. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever those emotions are. So like if it's on a mission trip, pausing for a minute. And when we see something, say like, how does that make you feel?
Gratitude, like you talked about.
Right.
Express gratitude.
Or if it was sad, like there's a sad, like we had sad, I mean, we were in the nursing home down in Juarez. But I mean, hindsight, I didn't do this either. That's what I'm saying. I want to learn and be better. But like, instead of getting in the van, all right, where are we going next? Just like, how did that make you feel? Because your feelings are connected to a lot of other things that eventually you need to learn to regulate and understand. Like man, and then it might just move you to action because that mood can turn you back into. Like Jesus was angry, and it moved him to action. He started flipping some tables. He said, bring the kids to me. It was action. Well, I don't care what y'all are saying. This ain't how we're going to roll here. And what it does a little bit funny to me is, especially depending on what translation you listen to, is everybody's like, well, you got to really watch your words. Sometimes he has some strong words.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, I heard you correct him on some of that either, too. Like, why? Because that anger was justified.
Right.
And God is showing you through the person of Jesus, you're human. And sometimes stronger words are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times it's not. How many times is it the other, where you're more sensitive or caring or compassionate?
There's a lot more of those too than Jesus.
Yes.
He did have those times he got angry.
Yes.
There's also a lot of grace and compassion.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
it's a
And I guess but what's funny is in our culture, we frown upon certain emotions and we champion other emotions. But they're all part of you.
Yeah.
And they all make you up. I mean, it's not like that. It's so learning and raising kids, like if you really look at it, that's something that, I mean, man, we're really not too good at it. And the church has been pretty quiet about, honestly. Like if you kind of look back, you're like, I don't know much about it. But I only say that because, for example, worry. Well, it may go back to that fear emotion. I am feeling anxiety is what I feel.
And what's so funny now is I can't think about any of these without thinking about Inside Out.
Right.
That they did a
has been
great
in my mind
job.
this
Yes.
entire time.
To personify it and they have a great conversation. If you haven't seen those movies with your
Yep.
kids, they do a really good job. Like, it's not the
Yes.
scripture, it's not Bible, it's all
Right.
that stuff, but it helps
a
you
good
to
way
have
to-
language to be able to talk about it.
Yep.
Yes, and understanding emotions and
One
how many
and two.
different ones
Yeah,
there can be.
how they interact and joke about it and make it light and funny.
Very interesting. And I mean, if the world's talking about it, we probably should too.
So tapping into something. We got better answers.
Yeah, we need to be able to steer them to.
Got to point it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, and I love Pixar. I love those movies,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying is like, but you do
The new
have-
Spider-Man, right? I mean, the thing I saw is it's all about loneliness.
It's really, it's about community.
Yeah. Needing other
I
people.
mean, this is funny. Just one little sad thing about it because
He hasn't seen it yet. Don't spoil
yeah,
it.
spoil.
I'm no. This will
Oh,
be.
okay.
This is the movie is set in New York. That's not a spoiler.
What?
Hey,
Don't know if you heard it.
Spider-Man's in New York.
And Batman's in Gotham. Different
So
place.
it's the real New York, okay? So they're showing all these scenes, and this is emotions. This is why this is a good example. Didn't know this was going to come out. So we're sitting there, and I go, isn't it cool, Angie, that your son is in New York? Like experiencing these places and these things? And she just starts crying because she was feeling like, I miss him, but I'm also
Proud of
crying
him.
because I'm proud of him. Like, what kid would go up there and just go for it? Well, he did it.
Mhm.
So then there's emotions of, like you're flooded with, and I was like, sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned that. We got about an hour and a half left in this movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna zoom in or whatever. Let's focus. But I joke and we joke because it created good dialogue to talk about that. Those real, and I could think of anybody when you go, well, I'm sad because I miss my husband, a Kathy. That's okay.
Mhm.
But and it's so much more complicated a lot of times because, like
Yeah.
you said, it's Angie's sad he's gone, but she's proud of him and
Yeah,
she's
sure.
probably missing him. And then you think about your other kids.
But here's the part
we don't
that I
separate
guess,
them out very well.
and I think here's the good part. But can we create environments to share your feelings without being judged?
That's the key.
Mm.
So in other words, me not to correct her
Mhm.
or to go, that's stupid, he's fine.
Yeah, downplay it.
Or just go,
Gaslight
man,
her.
no, I
Mhm.
understand that. I can see why that would be sad. Here's how I feel. I'm proud, and I do miss him or whatever. But then you can create dialogue within your family that your kids learn from and your community learns from, as opposed to the opposite of that, which is don't share your feelings, shut up, withdraw, pull away because it's too
Yep.
emotional,
Stuff it
it's
down.
too weird, it's too.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, and that's where I go back and go. We've got lessons.
I always
to
think about the
learn.
Goldbergs, where the dad comes home, takes his pants off, sit in the chair, and on TV, and don't talk to me. Read the paper. Not the
Goldbergs.
goal.
What show is it?
The Goldbergs was a ABC, wasn't it?
I don't think
think
I
it's
saw that.
That's
White people
fun.
stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say it earlier when y'all were talking about bungee jumping.
dude. There's a couple of things we're gonna have accomplished in your life.
Get him on a mission trip
Mission
first.
trip's happening
Mission
next
trip.
year. That's happening next year.
All right,
We're
you heard
making
it.
that out.
2027.
All right.
Sorry, Courtney, it's happening.
Yeah, it'll be,
Be
cool.
all right. Absolutely.
Maybe bungee jumping.
I don't know
next.
about bungee jumping.
Maybe airplane. Man. We'll just go out on an
Goldbergs?
airplane.
Okay, yeah, I recognize
Yeah,
the show.
yeah,
I don't
there
think I
you
ever
go.
watched it, but yeah.
Anyway,
That
I
guy's
hope this
funny.
helps. I hope people are listening and it applies to where they are. So.
Absolutely. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Again, you can comment live every Monday, 3:30 on Facebook. Shoot us an email, podcast at thesimplechurch.tv. We'd also love to hear from you Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All the
That's it.
socials.
All
Tish
the
Tosh.
platforms.
Tish Tosh.
That's
Tish
right.
Tosh.
But we're at an hour. It flew by
That's it.
again.
Well,
Glad
a
to be
lot in
back.
there.
Fast
It's a lot of
every time.
stuff.
Join us Friday night.
6
Come
o'clock.
see us.
6 o'clock. Get
Baptisms
burgers,
at 7:30.
Free burgers. Baptism.
Something to eat.
Moving
So
up.
RCP, let us know. We're at, I think, like 250 now.
Yeah, it's a bunch
So
of
it's going to be a
people.
good crowd. Have a lot of
It's
fun.
fun. Don't say there ain't nothing to do because it's fun.
Last
Come on.
Friday for football for a while.
And you might just win a trip to the beach.
Yep.
That'd be awesome. Absolutely.
One of our many other prizes.
Valuable prizes. Last note, Kathy Carter always gets one in. She said, I read somewhere this week that loneliness draws us closer to Jesus than any other emotion.
Yeah, I could see that.
It drives you to it. We need people. There you go. On that note, thank you, Miss Kathy. Thanks, everybody listening. Thanks. Have a great week.
All right, love y'all. Peace.
Bye-bye.